just like Microsoft Excel, I have a similar type of functionality regarding being able to sort the different columns just by clicking on the column heading, as I'm doing this way. I also have numerous different search and filter options. You'll notice there is a filter section at the top here where I can filter on or search for customers based on different criteria. It could be, as you see here, customer count, different other options. But for now, let's say we want to find all of our customers who have the word Deere in it for John Deere. So I can simply type the phrase or the word I'm looking for, press enter, and all of those customers that have that word in it are presented to me, as you see. And at any time I can remove this filter by simply clicking on the remove filter option, and all my options reappear. Now let's say, for example, what I'm looking for is may not be presented here. For example, let's say we're looking for customers in a particular customer group in the state of New York. Let's say customers in group 20 in the state of New York. Well, I'd love to filter on that, but I don't see customer group or any kind of state code presented on the screen. But that's no problem. You can easily add other fields to your list screens automatically. Let me show you how that's done. If we click here on the filter option, you'll see there's a menu choice called More. By clicking there, it brings up the customer table where I can then see all the different options available to me. In this case, I want to select customer group, so I'll simply highlight it, press add. Notice it added it to the list page for me. My other option I wanted to look for was the state, so I'll click on highlight state, click add, and again it automatically puts that on the list page for me. And just like before, I have all of the sorting options and functionality I would have in Microsoft Excel. Now the example I gave is I want to find all of my customers in group 20, customer group 20 that are in the state of New York. Well, we saw how we can use the filter to go look up a one particular field, be able to filter on that. But I can filter also on multiple fields. If you'll notice off to the right here, there's an option called Filter by Grid. I'm going to click on this option, and you'll notice it's putting search functionality in the column headings for each of my fields. So in this example, I want to look for all my customers in group 20 that are in the state of New York. I press enter, and there we go. We now have all of our customers who are in customer group 20 in the state of New York. Now maybe this particular query was requested of me by someone in the organization, and they would like to have this information sent to them. Well, there's a couple of ways I can do that. I can simply go up to my menu option, do a print preview, and simply email it to them. So I can come up, see a report, a print preview of those particular customers. I can then select print it and select my print options. Maybe I'm emailing it to them. In this case, I can email it to them in a PDF format, a rich text format, or even a file, and send it to their request. Now, another way I might want to send the information to them is actually through a spreadsheet. So I can come over here to the General tab, click on Export to Excel, and you'll notice right behind the screen here, Excel came up with the filtered results of my inquiry and automatically pasted that into a new Excel spreadsheet. Notice it even totaled it for me. If I'm using Microsoft Office 2007, I have connectivity between Excel and AX. from this data tab, you'll notice there's an option called existing connection. I'm going to click there, and you'll see I have an option here to connect with my Dynamics AX. So I'm going to go ahead and select that, open it up, and you'll notice a number of cube options are presented to me that I can select from. In this case, let's say the information I want to inquire into is in accounts receivable. So I'm going to click on that. And then over to the right here are different options available to me to select what type of information. So let's say, for example, I want to present go after a particular company, so I need to select company accounts. And let's say also the information I'm looking for requires me to select customers out of particular customer groups, so I will select that also. Furthermore, I want to pick information within certain dates, so I'm going to click that. Notice it's filling it out across the column headings for me, the date information. And what I'm after is also transactions for the different customers. So I will select that, and notice it automatically populates that information for me. Now, since I'm after particular companies, I'm going to click here and select the different companies or the company of information that I want to present. And you'll see it automatically does that for me. I can expand that further to look at the different customers and the different customer groups. I can also expand my date range and look at totals across the different periods of time, all the way down to a particular date range if that's what I'm looking for. Now, along with all of this functionality right in the spreadsheet, I can take advantage of pivot tables, and by clicking here, selecting the different format of graph I want, and the information is automatically graphed for me in the format that I desire, just like that. So that's some of the functionality built right in, or the interrelationship between AX and the different Microsoft Office products. We're going to look at some more of the connectivity a little later in the demonstration. But for now, let's go ahead and return back into the AX client. We'll close down our spreadsheets, and we're back to our AX client. Now, do you remember the role pages I showed you earlier in the presentation? We talked a little bit about the queues of information that gives us quantities, and we can drill into and see filtered information that we're looking for. Well, let's say, for example, this filtered information of customers in group 20 in the state of New York, it's something that I'm responsible for and I want to monitor on an ongoing basis. Well, I can take this filtered results and actually save it as a queue. By saving it as a queue, then present it on my role page. Let's go back to our order processor role page just to refresh everybody's memory on what a queue is. There we go. The queues I'm referring to is right here. So basically, I can take the filtered results that we were looking at a moment ago, right here, save the queue, and then have it presented as a queue within my role page, which will then allow me to drill in to that particular information and see that the filtered results just like that. So great functionality, great ability to push whatever personalized information you want onto your role page as needed. Okay, let's go ahead and return back And let's talk about some of the other features you have within the system. I'm going to go ahead and remove all of our filtered information from the screen at this point. And let's see some of the things I can do from the ribbon section. Again, even though we are concentrating on the customer list page right now, the information I'm showing you is across all the modules within AX, whether I'm setting on an item, a vendor, production order, whatever it is, I have the same filtering, sorting functionality within Dynamics AX. Along with that, I also, from any of my master records like this, can drill into further information. So from this customer record, you'll notice there is a transaction option that allows me to drill into the transactions for this customer. Now from here I can see all the different activity. This very last document happens to be, as you see here at the bottom, a sales invoice. I can always click on the original document button to go back to the originating document. I can reprint the invoice in this case if desired. I can also click on the original sales order and go back to the original sales order itself within Dynamics AX. Now besides that, being able to drill in the different records within the system, I have a similar functionality within reports. Let's go down to the reports section. And we'll select one of the reports. We'll select the gross margin by customer report. What I'm going to do is I'm going to run this to the screen. Now, what I want you to notice is not the information on the report, is the color, the colorized fields on the report. You'll notice some of the fields are actually in orange. Now I'm going to make this a little bigger so everybody can see it. There we go, that's a little better. But you'll notice some of the fields are colorized. When you run a report to the screen, the colorized fields are actually drill down fields. So, for example, I'm on this particular record. If I want to go back to this invoice number 2, I simply right-click, and it takes me back to the originating invoice, including the line items on that invoice. And talk about a couple other features. Up in our ribbon section of the screen, you'll notice we have other types of options. And what I'm going to do is go over to this General tab, and you'll notice there's an option called Attachments. Now, this Attachments allows us to see all the different type of documents we might have attached to any record within Dynamics AX. It doesn't have to just be a master record. It can be a transaction. Any record in Dynamics AX can have documents attached to it. Now, from other areas within AX, whether I'm in a sales order or purchase order or whatever, you may not have a ribbon section that has the attachment. I can get to the attachments from up here by selecting the document handling button. It shows the same information. So we see here we can add files, images, records from our Outlook inbox, anything, any type of document you can add as an attachment. So for example, here I've highlighted a drawing. I can open that up and see that if I have a CAD displayer or viewer on my screen, I can actually view a CAD drawing that might be attached to an item or a customer. Or in this case, I believe, yes, this is a PDF document that I have attached. So it could be Word documents, spreadsheets. You can attach anything as documents to transactions within AX. Well, let's return back to our accounts receivable menu.